does this Nordic...
The Kremlin has shifted from warnings to open mockery of NATO's eastern flank. Kremlin spokesman Dmitri Peskov dismissed Baltic leaders as obsessively anti-Russian, claiming their hostility toward Moscow has clouded their judgment. The message was blunt. Russia sees the Baltics not as serious strategic actors, but as reckless states hiding behind NATO protection.
You know, unfortunately, the Baltic states are truly obsessively anti-Russian, with obsessive hostility towards Russia. This anti-Russian sentiment clouds their judgment, prevents them from thinking about the future, and from acting in their own interests.
The trigger was a remark from Kęstutis Budrys suggesting NATO should demonstrate its ability to strike Kaliningrad, Russia's heavily militarized Baltic enclave packed with missile systems and naval assets. Peskov called the rhetoric close to madness, mocking Baltic politicians as reckless and incapable of strategic thinking.
That statement is close to madness. I don't think it should be taken seriously. It's more a sign of just how reckless those politicians are. In other words, they're so reckless that they're hardly capable of any well-thought-out, ingenious moves. That's good.
Moscow's tone was sarcastic rather than threatening. The Kremlin increasingly believes NATO is strained by war fatigue, economic pressure, and internal divisions after years of conflict in Ukraine. By ridiculing the Baltics instead of escalating rhetorically, Russia is signaling confidence that NATO's smaller eastern members lack real strategic weight on their own. Peskov also used the interview to highlight Russia's deepening partnership with Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, insisting the real importance lies in the substance of Moscow-Beijing ties, not ceremony. The message was strategic. While NATO tensions rise in Europe, Russia wants to project that its alliance with China remains stable, institutional, and resistant to Western pressure.
No, there is some point in comparing the substance. It isn't always easy to compare because some things remain behind the scenes. But the real value lies precisely in the substance, not in the ceremonial trappings. Although this certainly applies to Eastern countries, and we too are partly an Eastern country, the ceremonial aspect is also imbued with special significance. But the main thing is the substance. If you analyze the statements made by both Xi Jinping and Putin, it is clear that both sides attach great importance to this substance.
The Baltic region is now one of Europe's most dangerous flashpoints. Since Finland and Sweden moved deeper into NATO structures, pressure around Kaliningrad has intensified. Moscow now wants Europe and the wider world to see Russia as calm and strategically aligned with China, while portraying NATO's frontline states as reckless actors risking a wider confrontation.